I came across Memvid recently and I found it a very interesting project. I will explain what it is and why it's cool to build RAG applications as well as long-term memory storage for your LLMs. So they released actually version 2 recently. The first version I think was launched in summer 2025 and it gained popularity on GitHub very, very quickly. So I won't go through the marketing page here, but I will stick to the Git repo. So what is Memvid? Memvid is a portable AI memory system that packages your data, embeddings, search structure and metadata in one single file. Instead of running complex RAG pipelines and server-based vector databases, Memvid enables fast retrieval directly from the file. The result is a model-agnostic infrastructure-free memory layer that gives an AI agent persistent long-term memory they can carry anywhere. So this is a very interesting concept. So actually metadata or whatever data you have gets stored into one single file, which is then again kind of static. You can even share that file. And you can basically retrieve data out of it using vector search as well as traditional string search, which are also optimized. But instead, too much talking about how it is, let's see how that works. So basically, if you go to the documentation, I have nice documentation here, and here they explain how you can first create a file. So here you need the command. So there is a CLI command called Memvid. And then you can do Memvid create knowledge. And this is then the file. And then you can put data into it. Here it's a simple string. And then you can also do a query to that database, basically that RAG database in that sense. So if I go to getting started here again, you can find stuff and then also a little bit down, create your first memory. And then you can also put multiple documents in one run. And then it will generate these entries, which then again are searchable. So exactly what you would do in a RAG pipeline, you have somewhere some content documents, and then you run it through the pipeline. You can store it with vectors or also just put the data in it, and it will extract some of the metadata and make it available for search and vector-based searches. So let's do a demo. So I wanted to have a little documentation search that runs locally from our product called NodeHive. And in here, we have a little bit of this is the official documentation online. And I actually wanted to have that locally, and I also don't want, for example, Claude Code to always look up the code. I just want to have this file and give then Claude access to that file. So let's build that little RAG pipeline. So I prepared here a little bit my command line. I hope you can see it. And just that I don't forget the commands, I made a little README file for that. So first, what I will do here, I will simply create my knowledge base, the file. So now it's created. And by the way, even though it's open source, you can only use 50 megabytes to store it. It's a bit sad, to be honest, but well, you need a business model. So why not? I mean, it's their strategy. That's fine. And then as it's stating here, there is already a lot of you can input stuff and then query stuff. And just to make it clear what I try to do here, so in the source/content, there is all these MD files that actually make up the documentation of the NodeHive documentation website, right? So now I want to index that into the RAG, and this I can do. Let me quickly put that up. So I can then Memvid put knowledge file, and then the input is all the source files. And now it's actually putting this data to the Memvid file in that sense. And so now that's in. And now what I can do is I can do searches, right? So for example, I can ask, what is NodeHive? I made a mistake. Memvid search. not search. Fine, it's fine. Okay, sorry. Memvid find. And then it's actually outputting a lot of data. I can also actually have structured output, JSON. And then, so this is actually the raw output of the search, right? And obviously I don't want to process that with my human mind, and that's why I would, for example, use it in Claude. And then I want to do the same here. Let me quickly exit here. So I just copy paste this, and now again I run Claude. Obviously, what I would want to do is to build maybe a skill or a custom command within Claude. Summarize my question. So I actually let Claude run that, and then it should summarize my question. So it's like actually the intelligence layer is Claude code, but the data retrieval is taken from the Memvid file. So now it's running the question. Oh, I think I made a mistake there. Oh, now it works. And now it successfully answered the question, what is NodeHive based on a knowledge base, blah, blah, blah. So this is super powerful. Let's do it again. Who is building NodeHive? And now run it again. And obviously, as I said, what you want to do is you would want to build a skill or even a command, custom command to look that up. And the answer is very reliable. And yeah, just because it could look up it super quickly without accessing the internet, it's all offline. And the intelligence layer is then the Claude code that takes the information out of the rack system and yeah, uses it. So very interesting project. We even think about using that server side. So basically just have this Memvid file and then just write a little layer around it to retrieve data from a rack system. Super cool, super easy to use without any additional infrastructure, without any additional server-side DevOps magic that is needed to run this thing. So super cool project. Try it out. If you like content like that, please consider subscribing it. I will create a lot of more videos in 2026. Thank you for following it and see you in the next one.